This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. 3 children and a baby were reported to have been found alive more than 2 weeks after a plane crashed with them on board in the Colombian Amazon jungle. Colombian authorities had deployed more than 100 soldiers with sniffer dogs to search for the children who were traveling in a plane that crashed in the Amazon 17 days ago, killing 3 adults. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, said in a tweet on Wednesday that the children were discovered after, in quotes, arduous search efforts by the military. A joy for the country, he said. Earlier on Wednesday, the Colombian Armed Forces said that search efforts intensified after rescuers came across a shelter built in an improvised way with sticks and branches, leading them to believe there were survivors. However, there were no reports from the Colombian military confirming the discovery of the children. Colombia's El Espectador news outlet reported later that the military had not confirmed finding the children, though information was reportedly received by a government agency that contact had been made. Avian Charters, owner of the crashed aircraft, said that one of its pilots in the search area was told the children had been found and that they, in quotes, were being transported by boat downriver and that they were all alive. However, the company also said that there has been no official confirmation that the children were completely out of danger and thunderstorms in the area still posed a risk to them reaching safety. 9 people died and thousands were evacuated from their homes as torrential rain battered Italy's northern Emilia-Romagna region, triggering floods and landslides, officials said on Wednesday. Civil Protection Minister Nello Musumesi said some areas had received half their average annual rainfall in just 36 hours, causing rivers to burst their banks, sending water cascading through towns and submerging thousands of acres of farmland. Sunday's Formula 1 Grand Prix in Imola, which is close to many of the worst hit areas, was called off in an effort to relieve pressure on emergency services and prevent motor racing fans from converging on the inundated region. The Adriatic coastal city of Ravenna, famed for its early Christian heritage site, was badly affected. The local Interior Ministry representative said some 14,000 people would have to be evacuated from the area as soon as possible. Authorities said flooding had hit 37 towns and communities and around 120 landslides had been registered. At least one bridge near the city of Bologna collapsed, some roads were undermined by floodwaters, and many rail services were suspended. 9 bodies had been retrieved from various locations. Myanmar's military has imported arms worth at least $1 billion since seizing power in February 2021, despite, in quotes, overwhelming evidence of its responsibility for atrocity crimes. A United Nations expert has said most of the weapons came from Russia, China, and companies in Singapore. Tom Andrews, the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights in Myanmar, said in a report released on Wednesday in New York, the exports cover weapons, dual-use technology, and materials used to manufacture weapons exported from the day of the coup on February 1, 2021 to December 2022. Myanmar was plunged into crisis by the coup, which triggered mass protest. A deadly crackdown ignited armed resistance, with ethnic armed groups that have long been fighting the military joining forces with so-called People's Defense Forces (PDFs) to fight against the generals. The PDFs are aligned with the National Unity Government (NUG) established by legislators removed in the coup and others opposed to military rule. Central Asian heads of state converged in China's historic city of Xi'an on Thursday for one-on-ones with Chinese leader Xi Jinping to seal pledges of enduring friendship, paving the way for a summit expected to result in a regional pact with Beijing. The bilaterals set the stage for a group huddle on Friday, the first in-person gathering of the 6 leaders, where Xi will deliver an important speech. According to China's foreign ministry, an important political document will also be signed. Across the city of Xi'an, from where the ancient Silk Road linked Imperial China with civilizations to its west over a millennium ago, banners, billboards, and even exit signs were set up to promote the summit. China is intensifying its economic and political engagement with the former Soviet state as Russia channels what remaining resources it has into the war in Ukraine. Some Central Asian states are increasingly standing up to Moscow, with Kazakhstan not recognizing Russian-controlled regions in eastern Ukraine, to Tajikistan, demanding more respect from the Kremlin. The first head of state to arrive in Xi'an was President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev of Kazakhstan, China's largest trading partner in Central Asia. When Tokayev met Xi on Wednesday, the Chinese leader greeted him warmly and wished him a happy 70th birthday. Deutsche Bank AG has agreed to pay $75 million to settle a lawsuit by women who say they were abused by the late financier Jeffrey Epstein and accused the German bank of facilitating his sex trafficking. The accord resolves claims in a proposed class action in Manhattan Federal Court by Epstein's accusers and was confirmed by their lawyers late on Wednesday. Court approval is required. Epstein had been a Deutsche Bank client from 2013 to 2018. He died in August 2019 in jail while awaiting trial for sex trafficking in what New York City's medical examiner called a suicide. The Wall Street Journal reported the settlement earlier and said the bank did not admit wrongdoing, citing people familiar with the matter. Deutsche Bank spokesman Dillian Riedo declined to discuss the accord but referred to a 2020 statement in which the bank acknowledged error in making Epstein a client. He also said Deutsche Bank has invested more than 4 billion euros to bolster its controls, processes and training and hired more people to fight financial crime. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday!